New arrivals queue to have their ID photos taken at this emergency refuge on the outskirts of Paris. Many of these people have been sleeping in the streets. Here they can find a bed, warm clothes and a hot meal.
Remember, these are people who haven't seen a doctor throughout their journey. They often haven't seen a bed for months. Then there's an initial examination of their asylum application by the state, and then the majority go to refuges outside of Paris while their application is processed.
20,000 people have stayed here since it opened a year ago. About a third are Sudanese. They stay here about 6 days on average. The number of African migrants crossing the Mediterranean from Libya has fallen in recent months, but here they've seen almost no reduction in the number of arrivals. Most here have travelled through Libya and suffered appalling treatment on the way.
A militia gang took me hostage in Libya. They beat me up and they asked my family for a ransom.
Many have fled the ongoing conflict in Darfur, which has been largely forgotten in Europe.
I think the main reason why behind this mass influx of the Sudanese refugee, because of the instability, civil war, a war that's been waged by a tyrant dictator, a wanted fugitive that's been waged against the innocent civilian, especially of the marginalized Sudanese in Darfur, in Blue Nile and Nuba Mountain, which is why the Sudanese, they felt, they have no choice, because if they stay there, there will be more victims, more victimized by this regime.
French President Emmanuel Macron has taken the lead on a joint EU-AU plan announced last week to repatriate Africans stuck in Libya to their home countries. He also promised France would take in more of those, like the Sudanese, who have a genuine claim to asylum. Elena Casas, CGTN, Paris.